In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a slider for the Revolution slider. It's a very nice animated plugin, and it's pretty easy to use too. So as you can see, we have a page set up here. We're going to put the slider right up here. So let's go to your admin section, and on the left hand side there is the Revolution slider. I already have multiple sliders set up here, but we're going to go ahead and make a new one. So click Create New Slider. And slider title, let's just do slider video. Copy that, put it in the alias, which generates a short code. Now these short codes can be used inside your page content, which is down here. If you want a slider up top, up here, you do not need to use the short code. I will show you how to do that. So right here you can set all the parameters, the size. There's fixed, responsive, and full width. The full width is also responsive, by the way. I'm going to make this full width, and the grid width and the max height are simply setting the area for the content to stay inside. So this will be a full width slider, which will go the full width of the browser, but here we're going to set the width that we want the content to stay in. So we're going to do 940 there, and I know I want 434 here. So let's see, there are a lot of other settings over here that you can set. You can float through them and see what you like. I know one thing, shadow type, I'm going to leave it at no shadow, which will give the top shadow for Avada. I don't want the timer line. I know I want my background color to be this color. I do not want a border. And as you can see, all this stuff you can set. It just depends on what you want. There's a lot of different settings. Once you're done, go ahead and click Create Slider. And you will see that right here. Now we're going to create a slide for this. If you click on Edit Slides, it'll bring up your slide window. Click New Slide. And what you need to do is go ahead and set a background image. Now you can choose any image from your media library or select new ones. Now this is the background image I'm going to use is just a blank image that has that color. I just selected F6, F6, F6. Now I'm doing this because it's a responsive slider and it goes full width, and I would rather the background image that scales up and down just be a blank image instead of a real image. And I'll show you why later on. But so anyways, I just set a background image. You can set any image you want. It doesn't matter. After you have that set, go ahead and click on Edit Slide. And there's a lot of settings up here you can set, transition, duration time, things like that. Just go ahead and play around with those settings that you want. I know what I like, and I know my slide delay is going to be 7500. And then scroll down, this is your editing window. Let's go ahead and add a new layer, add an image layer. And I have this image here. Make sure you have full size here. Click Insert into Post. And as you can see, at first it's kind of not aligned. You can just drag and drop it into place. You can also set the exact location of it here with the X and Y. I know this image is the exact width of my content area, which is 940 by 434. So I can just put 0 and 0, and it'll throw it right in place. Now, each image or video you add or text has its own layer here. As you can see, I just added this layer, this image, which is a new layer, and it's right here. It's image number 1. Now you can set the time right here. This number right here sets the time that the image comes into the picture. So it automatically sets a default for you, which is usually pretty good, but as you'll see, as you build more and more slides, you may need to change that. And then down here are a bunch of other parameters you can set. If you use text and things like that here, and you can select pre-made styles, which I'll show you in a minute. For just an image though, it's pretty much you're just going to set the animation, which I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to do fade for this, and I'm just going to leave it at the default. These are your easings. You can set all kinds of different animation settings there. And I'm going to change the speed. This speed number is the speed it takes to complete its animation. This is the speed it takes to come into the picture. This is the speed it takes for it to complete the animation once it's in the picture. And as you can see, you can also set a link to the slide. You can set parameters for when the slide ends and as it leaves. Lots of options here, but we're just going to leave those alone for now and just go ahead and click Update Slide just to make sure you save it. Now we're going to do a text layer. For a text layer, you just click Add Layer, and you can see it puts your text right here. You can see it right there. Let's just go ahead and insert some text. And you can use breaks in this if you want the text to break. This field right here, you can insert any type of HTML content. And you can see up here, actually I put the break at the wrong spot, so let's do this. And there we go, that's more even. Now, you can drag and drop this into place as well, and as you can see right here in the style field, I already have some styles made, and they'll show up here. There are also lots of default styles you can use, so you know, you can pick a default one. If you want to make your own or edit the styles that are there, just simply click the Edit CSS file, and this pops up here, and each style that's in the list has its name here, and you can go ahead and change the font size, the line height, the padding, the font family, anything you want. Just make sure when you're done you click Update. And oh, this is also a good time to note, make sure you always back up that CSS file. Just open it up, copy it, select all, copy it, and paste it into a new text file just so you have a backup just in case. So this is already set to the one I want, which is the large black text. So that's good. Let's see here. I want to delay the time it comes in a little bit longer. Let's see. Let's set this long from top. Let's set it at ease out Kent. And I like the speed to be slowed down. So that's a good setting. Let's hit Update Slide. Let's go ahead and add a new layer, another text layer. Insert your text, and I want this, as you can see, there it is. It's already taking the large style. We're going to change that and do, let's see, medium green. Now, like as I said, those are styles I've set up. You can set up your own as well or use the default ones. So that's there. Let's do this, change this to 1700. We'll do long from left. You can leave that the same, set this to 1000, Update Slide. And as I said, these settings are just things I have know that I like from building slides. You'll have to just try it out and see, you know, the times you like to input, the speed of the animations, the type of animations, and things like that. These are just things that I've done that I know I like. So let's see, our next layer, let's go ahead and make another text layer, and let's just enter some body copy here. And let's see, I have some Greek copy over here opened up. We can just take some of that, paste it in here, and as you can see, it does not insert line breaks for you automatically, and it automatically takes the last style. So let's go ahead and change that. Let's make this let's make this, I thought I had, we can just do small text. Oh, there we go, that's perfect. And let's go ahead and create some line breaks just so it lines up better. There we go. And let's actually add a little bit of more copy here. We'll paste another line in here. Let's see. There we go. Actually, that's a little too much. Let's pull that out. There we go. And this layer, let's see, I want to set to fade. And let's set it to 1300. Now, the fade animation actually, it's a lot faster coming in. So I'm going to set this at 2700. And that'll probably be the last layer that comes in, and I'll show you how to rearrange that in a second. Now, the next layer we need is, I'm going to add a button. So let's go ahead and do add layer. And you can pull this down just so you can see it. You can insert one of their buttons, which is a default button. Just go ahead and click one. There it is, turns into a button. We also have our own buttons made, which you can use the short, well, not necessarily the shortcode, but you can insert the class for that, and I will show you how to do that right now. Basically, it's just a regular link button. You can go ahead and insert your link. Force.net. And then the important part is this, the class equals, we're going to do button large green. And that will give us the large green button. You can change the color. I think we have eight different color skins that you can use. Just simply change the name out to what you want. And you can find the names of those skins in the theme options. It lists them there. So then let's close that. Let's add our text, which will be purchase now, and then close the link. So that is the HTML code you need for a button. You can see that there. And as I said, you can change this to button large, medium, or small, and then green, and then any of the other 8 skins. Now, as you can see in the preview, it doesn't look like a green button. It's not going to show up here with those styles, but when you save it and load it on the page, you'll see that it's the correct one. So we have that there. Let's see this. I'm going to set this at 2300, and as you can see, as I automatically set this, the time, it's going to rearrange these 2 layers since that layer is larger number. And let's see, I want this to be long from bottom, and I want it to come in really slow. We're going to set 3000 for that and leave that at that easing. And let's go ahead and update the slide. And so there it is. You can also preview your slide here if you would like. Just go ahead and hit that and it'll show up. I'm going to go ahead and rearrange some of these layers a little bit just by dragging and dropping them over, just to kind of make it a little more organized there. Okay, so let's go check this out. Make sure you hit update slide. And what you need to do next, we need that slider to show up on this page. So the way you do that is you go to that page, which is this page right here. Scroll down till you get to the page options, and you'll see slider type. That was the revolution slider. And then here in the select revolution slider, you select the name of the slider, which we called it slider video. Go ahead and hit update. Refresh your page. And here's our slide. Now, as you can see, this text is not showing up as I thought it would, but that's easy to change. Just go back to the revolution slider, click on edit slides, edit slide, and let's take a look at this text right here. Let me see here. Let's click on no shadow. I think that's the one we want. I just simply selected the wrong style. Go back and refresh the page. There we go. So that is it. And right now there's only one slide set up. So as you can see, as you mouse over it, the navigation arrows are not showing up. But if you add a second slide, that will happen. We can go ahead and just add a quick second slide just to show you. Go ahead and click on new slide. Go ahead and pick a background image. We can just go ahead and pick the same one. And there's the second slide. So now if we go back to our page, hit refresh. As you mouse over it, there's the navigation arrows, which can take you to the next slide, which is blank at the moment, but as you can see, that works there. So that is the slider revolution video. Thank you very much.